Hello everyone. From the last lecture we had seen CHI 333 section 2nd, that is instrumentation course for the inorganic chemistry. We already completed the photometry, right? And from last lecture we are starting the magnetic susceptibility. In the magnetic susceptibility, in the last lecture we discussed about the magnetic nature or the classification of substances according to magnetic nature, that is diamagnetic, paramagnetic, ferromagnetic, antiferromagnetic and ferrimagnetic. These are the 5 classes or 5 categories of the substances according to magnetic nature. In this lecture I would like to start actual topic, that is magnetic susceptibility, right? What is magnetic susceptibility actually? Magnetic susceptibility, we know that magnetic moment is not calculated practically, right? If you want to calculate the magnetic moment practically, it is impossible to calculate the magnetic moment practically, right? So that instead of calculating magnetic moment, we can calculate magnetic susceptibility of the particular substance by using some experimental or by using some instrumental technique, right? So we want to study under the heading instrumentation, okay, in inorganic chemistry. Particularly we study here metal complexes, right? That is magnetic nature or magnetic, that means magnetic susceptibility gives an idea. You can also say that magnetic susceptibility gives an idea regarding the substance, whether it is a paramagnetic, diamagnetic, or having magnetic nature or having not magnetic nature, right? This method is useful because magnetic moment is not a practically calculated quantity. Instead of calculation of magnetic moment, we calculate magnetic susceptibility of the particular material by using some instrument that is called as a gauge meter, right, or gauge instrument. Okay, so you should definitely know about the magnetic susceptibility, how the magnetic susceptibility is calculated or determined experimentally. In today's lecture we are not discussing about the instrumental technique or about the instrumentation of magnetic susceptibility. We will definitely see it in next lecture. But some introductory part of magnetic susceptibility. What is magnetic susceptibility? What is the principle of magnetic susceptibility? What is volume susceptibility? What is gram susceptibility? And what is molar susceptibility? These 5 points are covered in this discussion, right? So first, what is the definition of magnetic susceptibility? If you want to define the definition, if you want to define the magnetic susceptibility, right? Magnetic susceptibility is denoted by symbol chi. This is called as a chi, not a T. It's a cha, it's a chai. Okay, that is not a T, or you can say that cha in Marathi. Okay, okay, this is symbol that is also called as a chai. Okay, or it is denoted by symbol K. Okay, what is the definition of magnetic susceptibility? If you want to define the magnetic susceptibility, it is simple. It is a property. Which property? Magnetic susceptibility of a substance or a material is the capacity of substance or a material to be magnetized when that substance or material is placed in external magnetic field, right? This is nothing but the magnetic susceptibility. That means एखादा मटेरियल किंवा एखादा कॉम्प्लेक्स जेव्हा आपण एक्सटर्नल मॅग्नेटिक फील्ड मध्ये प्लेस करतो तर त्या कॉम्प्लेक्स मध्ये किती मॅग्नेटिक प्रॉपर्टी किंवा किती मॅग्नेटायझेशन कॅपॅसिटी त्याची आहे ती चेक करणं किंवा त्या मॅग्नेटिक त्या प्रॉपर्टीला त्या कॅपॅसिटीला काय म्हणायचं? मॅग्नेटिक ससेप्टिबिलिटी. दिस इज द सिंपल डेफिनेशन. वन्स अगेन आय टेल द डेफिनेशन. इट इज अ प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ सबस्टन्स और अ मटेरियल, or it is the capacity of a substance or a material to be magnetized when it is placed in external magnetic field. This is called as magnetic susceptibility. It is denoted by the symbol chi or K, right? If you see the magnetic susceptibility is measured in terms of volume susceptibility, then gram or mass susceptibility, then molar susceptibility. In practice, in particular, in point of view of our chemistry, volume susceptibility is not a useful term. We use either molar susceptibility, because molar susceptibility directly can be determined by using Gauss technique or Gauss method, right? And second important term is gram or mass susceptibility, right? Before to start the definitions of these terms, okay, you first think about the magnetic susceptibility, some formulas or some derivation, particularly only one derivation, right? Suppose we say the external magnetic field is denoted by symbol H, right? The magnetic field induced because of this external magnetic field, because of the when substance is placed in an external magnetic field, some magnetic field is induced. Now there are two conditions. If substance is paramagnetic, it feels the attraction between the magnetic field. If substance is a diamagnetic, obviously it will show the repulsion when it is placed in an external magnetic field. Suppose say that the induced or generated magnetic field, right, in material when it is placed in external magnetic field denoted by symbol B, okay, then the difference between B and H is calculated easily, because we know the strength of external magnetic field we applied. By using Gauss technique we can measure the induced magnetic field B, okay. Then the difference between B minus H is equal to 4 into pi into I, where B is equal to induced magnetic field in the substance when it is placed in a H external magnetic field. 4 pi is a constant. What is the I? I is nothing but the intensity of magnetization, that is how much substance is magnetized. This I indicate or denotes that how much substance is magnetized when it is placed in external magnetic field, right? As I already told to you, there are two conditions. Which condition? If substance is paramagnetic, right? If substance is paramagnetic, then B, that is induced magnetic field, that is magnetic field generated in a material when it is placed in external magnetic field, always greater than H, that is external magnetic field. That means B minus H is equal to positive quantity or the positive term. Why? Because of paramagnetic nature, as we discussed in last lecture, पॅरामॅग्नेटिक नेचर जर असेल तर सबस्टन्स मॅग्नेटिक फील्ड मध्ये प्लेस केल्यानंतर रिपल्शन दाखवेल, राईट? रिपल्शन दाखवेल म्हणजे का, सॉरी when substance is a paramagnetic and it is a place in an external magnetic field, it show attraction, right? Attraction means जसजसं आपण external magnetic field वाढवू तसतसं काय होईल? Attraction goes on increasing, right? That means as we increase H, there is ultimately increase in a B field by the substance, okay? It is calculated, it is measured experimentally. B minus H is equal to positive quantity. It is positive because of paramagnetic nature, that is unpaired electrons are present in the material or in the substance, right? Second condition, if substance is a diamagnetic, right, then B always less than H. Why? Because of all electrons are paired, that is diamagnetic nature is there. Therefore, as we increase the strength of external magnetic field, repulsion goes on increasing. That means induced magnetic field goes on decreasing because of diamagnetic nature. It feel the repulsion. Okay, these are the two conditions for paramagnetism and diamagnetism, right? So we have one relation between B, induced magnetic field, right? When substance is placed in external magnetic field, that is H, which is equal to 4 into pi into I. Says this equation is equation number 1. Now, suppose I divide this equation number 1 both side by H, right? Okay, H means strength of external magnetic field. Then the equation 1 become B minus H upon H is equal to 4 pi I upon H. So that I can write this equation as B upon H minus 1. How? काय केलं? न्यूमरेटर आणि डिनॉमिनेटर. दिस इज द डिनॉमिनेटर म्हणजे छेद वाटून दिला. B upon H minus 1, H upon H cancel is equal to 1, which is equal to 4 pi. These are the constant. I is equal to capacity of a substance to be magnetized and H is equal to strength of external field, right? This equation can also be written as B upon H is equal to minus become plus here 1 plus 4 pi I upon H, right? Now this is the equation number 2nd, okay? This is the equation number 2nd, right? What is I here? Capacity of a substance to be magnetized. What is H here? It is nothing but the strength of external magnetic field. The ratio of capacity of a substance to be magnetized in presence of external magnetic field is nothing but the magnetic susceptibility, right? Magnetic susceptibility, which is denoted by symbol either chi or K. That means inside the equation 2nd, for the value, that is for the ratio I upon H is replaced by either chi or K. So I can write this equation as B upon H is equal to 1 plus 4 pi into chi, right? B upon H is equal to 1 plus 4 pi into chi, or B upon H is equal to 1 plus 4 pi into K, right? You can use either any one of them, no any problem, no any issue, right? Where B is equal to induced magnetic field or magnetic field generated in a substance when it is placed in external magnetic field H, 1 plus 4 pi is a constant and this chi is nothing but the magnetic susceptibility, right? Here this magnetic susceptibility chi is called as volume susceptibility, right? Volume susceptibility. Okay, what is the volume susceptibility? That is magnetic susceptibility per volume of a substance is called volume susceptibility, right? But while measurement of a solid, volume is not a meaningful term, right? We can't measure, we are not interested to measure the magnetic susceptibility in terms of volume susceptibility. So there is a next term generated that is called as a mass susceptibility or a gram susceptibility, right? The mass susceptibility or a gram susceptibility is denoted by chi g, right? Chi g. Okay, so chi g, that means magnetic susceptibility in gram or gram magnetic susceptibility or mass magnetic susceptibility is nothing but the ratio of volume magnetic susceptibility to the density or you can say rho of the substance or material. Okay, this is now ratio. Okay, xg is equal to x upon d, not a x, it is a chi. Chi g is equal to chi upon d. This is called as gram susceptibility or mass susceptibility, right? But this is also not useful in experiment because during experiment we consider the molar mass, so that the next concept is generated, that is chi m, where m is equal to molar mass of a substance or molar mass of the material. When the gram susceptibility is multiplied by molar mass of the substance is known as molar susceptibility, right? Okay, when gram susceptibility is multiplied by molar mass of a substance is called as molar susceptibility. That means in another word you can say that the product of gram susceptibility and molar mass of a material or substance is called as molar susceptibility. Now this is the practically useful term because the molar susceptibility of a substance is determined by using experimental technique called as Gauss method, right? This is the Gauss method or Gauss method. That is also pronunciation depends on you. You can search for pronunciation on Google too. No any problem. Okay. So from the next lecture we will discuss about the principle, instrumentation, then different components of the instrument, right, and some formulas regarding the determination of magnetic susceptibility of the material, right. If any queries, any doubts, right, and one more thing here, once we get molar susceptibility we can easily find out the magnetic moment mu for the particular substance easily, because this term is not practically determined term. So instead of finding magnetic moment we determine the molar magnetic susceptibility of the substance, right, and from this we can determine magnetic moment of the material or the substance. In next lecture we will see the principle, instrumentation, different components, then applications, okay, and one or two formulas related with the magnetic susceptibility of the material, right. For this you can see the read the references, okay, watch the different lectures on YouTube, no problem, I don't have any excuse regarding that, okay. If you like my videos, definitely share it, subscribe it, okay. You can also tell your friends, okay, for the lecture series of CHI 333, also bio inorganic chemistry for MSc second year. Not only for MSc second year, but these videos are also helpful for NET, SET, GATE examination, right. And there I am thinking about one lecture preparation or doing a lecture on a periodic table, how to memorize the periodic table. बऱ्याच जणांचे मला फोन आले, मेसेज पण आले की periodic table पाठ होत नाहीये, particularly स्टुडंट्स आपले सर्व MSc चे, राईट. तर पिरियडिक टेबल पाठ करण्यासंदर्भात आपण एक व्हिडिओ लेक्चर बनवू, डेफिनेटली बनवू, लवकरच बनवतो मी, ओके. तुम्हाला जर आवडत असेल लेक्चर तर मला सजेशन द्यायचे असतील तुम्हाला काही आवाजाच्या बाबतीत, त्याच्यानंतर कंटेंटच्या बाबतीत, त्याच्यानंतर अदर थिंगच्या बाबतीत, यू कॅन सजेस्ट मी, नो एनी प्रॉब्लेम, ओके. तुर्तास आपण इथे थांबूयात. थँक्यू ऑल ऑफ यू, थँक्यू.